Okay, so here's what we are going to be doing. This is the instructional video for what the overall project is going to be graded on. In the other videos that you will see when you scroll down with number 2 and underneath the red writing on the document, you will see the specific instructions for the different text structures. All I'm really going to talk about is this front page of this document right here, which you should have in front of you because you have all 4 of the items that are listed at the top of the document in pink because it says, do you have these? Are you sure? Now you may get started. This right here is the Ancient Civilizations and Informational Text Structures project. You have done 2 of the informational text structures on your Mesopotamia quiz. You had one question where you were describing, and you had one question where you were identifying a cause and effect relationship, where you talked about farming leading to trade and specialized jobs. So those 2 are not going to be required. We'll talk about that in just a second. For social studies in this project, you're going to ultimately write a total of 3 different paragraphs. You're going to write a sequencing paragraph, a problem solution paragraph, and a comparison paragraph. And those 3 are required through this project. Each of those paragraphs for both contents is worth 10 points. Okay? In social studies, Mr. Harvey is going to be looking at the use of the material from your notes. So before you get started on any of the other 3 videos about comparing sequencing and problem solution, make sure that you have access to both pages of your notes, your ancient Egypt notes, as well as your notes page that has Hinduism and Buddhism. In fact, if you need to pause the video now and go get those 2 pieces of paper. Okay, so the structures that you are going to use. You are going to be using pages 82 and 83 in your resource notebook. We have touched on these 2 pages just a little bit. And again, more specific instructions are given in the videos that follow. You will be graded on the fact that you used the correct structure to communicate. So if it's problem solution, you're using words like problem and solution, and you are using the samples on page 83 to help you. If it's comparative in nature, you are going in the order specified on page 82 because that's how we communicate when we talk about comparing. You will also have points there for basic capitalization and punctuation. Remember, we are not out to get you, but I do need to see Egypt is capitalized, and I do need to see that there's periods at the end of sentences. And you will do these, we'll talk about that in a second. For Mr. Harvey, again, you're looking at the content, so you're using your notes, and if you are talking about one of these topics, he is going to look that the content is accurate, that you have been specific, and that you are correct, which is accurate. The first thing that you will do for each of the text structures is you will complete a graphic organizer. Samples for different types of graphic organizers for each of the required ones are in the videos. In fact, they are the first part of the video. The second part of each video is how to write the paragraph. If it were me, I would probably watch the first part with the graphic organizer and create my graphic organizer and complete it. And then I would go back to the same video and watch how do I write the paragraph and then go write my paragraph. And I would do that one at a time. Do not just watch the whole comparing video, watch the whole sequencing video, watch the whole problem solution video and hope you remember it, but actually use them to help you through your process. Each element, each structure will have 2 parts to it. One, you will have the brainstorming using some sort of graphic organizer, as you can see when you get, or when you will see when you get down below in red. You may do that on notebook paper. You may do that in the space that's provided to you here, or you may choose to use your writer's notebook. The goal is that Mr. Harvey or I would be able to look at it and see the information that you are communicating in your paragraph. Okay. The final part is a paragraph for each. That should be done on notebook paper that you can turn in. You are not typing this one on the computer because I am looking for what you can do as far as capitalization and punctuation. I am not wanting you to type it. You make sure that each paragraph is labeled, which you can see here. Again, all of these instructions are both written and they're verbalized right here. The last part of the front page here, which you also just heard about in class, is the description and cause and effect. If on your Mesopotamia quiz you did not like the grade that you got for either of these paragraphs, which you can go and check on Infinite Campus, or you probably still have it in your folder, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And you can look. So if you got an 8 and you're hoping for a 9, you can just do a new description paragraph and we will grade the new one. If you didn't like your social studies and your writing grade, you can redo the same 2 questions when you submit this. This part, again, that was just a reminder because this we went over pretty extensively at the beginning of class. So these 2 are optional on the front. The 3 on the back are required. Okay, the last place right here is on the back side. There is a checklist. Okay, I am looking that you mark these off so that I know that you asked yourself these questions. Did you use your notes in page 82, 83? Did you use I? Can't use I unless you're an expert, and you are not an expert about Hinduism, Buddhism, or ancient Egypt. Different topics. So if I pick Hinduism and Buddhism for comparing, I cannot use the exact same information in sequencing and problem solution. Okay, you have 3 sets of notes. Hinduism, Buddhism, ancient Egypt. We need to see information from all 3 sets of these notes. So you cannot do all 3 paragraphs about Hinduism and Buddhism. You cannot do all 3 paragraphs about ancient Egypt. So if you're comparing Hinduism and Buddhism, you need to find a problem that ancient Egypt solved, or you need to find something that they did in order. Or if you do Hinduism, Buddhism comparing, then you need to find maybe something is sequenced in Buddhism, but then you need another problem solution from ancient Egypt. All 3 of these should be represented somewhere in the information that you present. Okay, so as you're moving forward, before you watch the videos below, we're looking for content, we're looking for structure, we're looking for your brainstorming that is clear and evident. Make sure you read all elements on the page. Our first question to you is going to be, did you watch the video? If your answer is no, you will probably be confused as to what you are doing. Okay, let us know if there is something we need to clarify. Good luck.